This is Ultimate Soccer with Soccer Steve.
And welcome in, guys, to another edition of the Ultimate Soccer Show, wearing another Canada shirt. This one brought to you by Maple Leaf. Obviously, the only leaf that we want to get behind. Now, going into today's games, I got to say, I think it's another day of World Cup upsets. I'm calling this the World Cup of upsets, and you guys know I've been calling this the World Cup of upsets for quite some time. Hello to you. I hope you're having a great World Cup. Thanks for coming back in, and thanks for spreading the channel. Much appreciated. And really, I hope you really are enjoying the World Cup. And let's not forget, we still have one game to go tomorrow against Morocco. Now, let's have a look at today's games, because I really say that this is the World Cup of upsets. You know, it's just, I've never known so many, but I love it because I love upsets at World Cup. I love upsets anywhere. I love the David and Goliath. And right now, David seems to be doing fairly well against Goliath if you look at the World Cup upsets. When we get to the end of the World Cup, I'm going to analyze every single upset. You'll be surprised how many there are. But moving through, let's get to today's games in Group D, because it finished today. And it finished on upset note. Tunisia taking out France 1-0 and Australia taking out Denmark 1-0. Tunisia and Denmark taking the plane home with red faces. Now, Denmark really should have been coming out of this group, touted as one of the big teams in the group. No, not at all. Check the standings. Bad day for Denmark. Maybe they shouldn't have been wearing the morning shirts. Check out the morning shirts. UltimateSoccerShow.com online. You'll see it at the top of the opening page where all the pictures are. And you can see the top scorers, the assists, and also who's getting yellow cards and all sorts of other stuff. And by the way, the World Cup groups are at the Qatar page at UltimateSoccerShow.com. Check them out too. You'll see the standings, goals, goal scorers, when it was scored, how it was scored, standings and percentages and betting percentages and all sorts of stuff on that back page, the Qatar page at UltimateSoccerShow.com. Go there. Now, if we take a look at tomorrow, it will be a fine day. Now, the games for tomorrow, Group F, Croatia taking on Belgium. This could be very interesting. Croatia wins, woof. Belgium might be going home on a train, because I don't think anybody would fly them out of the place because they'd be too embarrassed to. Canada also taking on Morocco. I think that at the end of the day, Canada's in a game where they could probably get a result here, but hats off to Morocco. What a fantastic World Cup they've had so far, yeah? I mean, really, everybody in Morocco must be just over the moon and so happy. Now, the other games tomorrow as well, Group E, Japan taking on Spain. You've got to think that Spain's going to take something there, but should Japan upset Spain, it'll be a big day for Japan, and it could look good for moving through. The other game, Costa Rica. Come on, Costa Ricenza. Costa Ricenza. Let's have you. Let's go. Let's go. They take on Deutschland. And Deutschland should beat Germany, if you didn't know that. But Deutschland should be able to take Costa Rica on the day. I really do feel so. But I would love to see Costa Rica get a result. I mean, if they get another win, it could be really interesting to see how this group ends up, because it all could be on goal difference if the games go the way I just gave you. So there's today, there's tomorrow. And if you want to see the group standings, go to UltimateSoccerShow.com. In fact, you can take a look at two of the groups from today right now. Okay, guys, let's have a look at Canada versus Morocco. It's our final game at the World Cup, and I think that, to be honest with you, I'm enjoying this. I'm loving the World Cup. I always do. And I'm not down about Canada, okay? This is reality where we are. We've found ourselves in our position of leaving the World Cup after two. Let's enjoy the final game. It's a game at the World Cup. When was the last time you watched Canada at a World Cup? Yeah, a couple of days ago, Steve. Yeah, I realise that. But honestly, 36 years of pain, standing in the rain, never been part of the party, never going to the big show, always looking in from the outside. Well, we're on the inside looking in. So you got one game left. You might as well just enjoy it, yeah? I am. I know a lot of guys are. So here's a few things from this game moving forward that I'd like to see. And remember, this is our last chance saloon to get some points. If we don't get points now, I guess we're going to have to wait for 4 years in 2026 on home soil to get them points. But I'd sooner get some points in this game. If we get a draw, it's not going to kill off Morocco's chance of advancing, but I'd love to see us get a win. Now, in the other game, Croatia-Belgium, for Morocco's sakes, it matters not what happens in that game, because if Croatia win and they draw, they're through. If Belgium win and they draw, they're through. If Belgium and Croatia draw and Morocco draws, they're through. The only way Morocco can be knocked out of this is if they lost to Canada by a couple of goals, and you see that Belgium do beat Croatia. So there is a chance, but I think Morocco's on the way through to the next round. And quite frankly, if I'm honest, I'd love to see Croatia win against Belgium. Just my take. That's just what I like to see, because I am a big fan of the Croatia. You've got to be, because they're a big World Cup team and have been for many years. So, last chance saloon. Now, I'd like to see Jonathan David turn up, because quite frankly, you might think I'm being a bit tough, but I haven't seen Jonathan David turn up in this World Cup at all. I've seen a few touch plays. I've seen a few fluffed shots. But in my mind, he's not active enough. He's not been getting into positions enough. He's not really been forcing the issue. And I think that he's got to show up. He's got to show some bravery. That's what I'm saying now. He's got to get brave. I know it's the top level, but it's time to get brave. Also, do we throw in Cavallini as a power forward to try and upset that back line of Morocco? Because if you haven't got any physical presence, you're really not troubling that back line of Morocco. And I think we need to. To get into that game, personally, I'd throw Cavallini in to start and maybe Jonathan David in to finish, just to show a point from the manager or the coach that you got to get it done, Johnny. Because if you don't, I've got to put somebody else in. So Cavallini, does he come in, or who do you want to put in? What's your starting lineup? Down below, guys. Let's bring it. This is your last game at the World Cup, guys. This is your last chance to bring it at the game for Canada and make a comment. And by the way, I'm going to say people like Xavier, DJ Knox, Andrew, Ennio Reale. I'm going to name a few as we go through, yeah? Dan Reverso, yeah? Loads of you guys out there, and loads of you guys in Qatar, yeah? DJ, thank you for the pictures. Thank you for the videos. You're going to see more of that, guys, at the end of this. You're going to see some pictures where DJ was at the France and Ghana game. You're going to see the fans. And you're also going to see a few Canadian fans too. So fans, pictures at the end of this. You're going to love it. Let's look at Morocco. Now, great World Cup so far. You've got to say, they've turned the group upside down. They came in quietly, but they're going out raging. And is this a surprise? I'd say yes, it is a slight surprise when you consider that Croatia and Belgium are two of the biggest teams in the world at football, and it looks like Belgium's making a real black eye for themselves. Should they lose against Croatia, which I'm not saying I hope they do, but I'd like to see Croatia win. But if they do, then that's one big World Cup contending team gonzoed. It could have happened to Argentina, but it didn't. They fought back. Will Belgium fight back and beat Croatia on the final day and get that win? Now, Morocco's last 10, 6 wins, 3 draws, 1 loss, no goals scored against in 6 games. 6 games! No one has scored on them. I mean, that's pretty damn impressive, considering that they've had 2 World Cup games against against Croatia and Belgium. When you consider that they've taken no goals from them guys, that's pretty impressive. That means it's even tougher for us to get on the board, but are they going to get on the board? But I really think that at the end of the day, prediction 2-1 Morocco. And I think that the greatest surprise we've had in the World Cup is Morocco. I don't think anybody's surprised us as much in any one of the groups. Like I say, Group F for me was one of the toughest groups at the World Cup. So take pleasure with that, Canadian fans, that should Croatia, Belgium or Morocco go on to win the World Cup, then we were in the toughest group in the World Cup and we lost to the eventual champions. So there's nothing to be ashamed of with that one. And it's all to be admired as how we've competed. We have competed. Even in the 4-1 slapping, we competed. So that's enough for that. Let's take a look at some of the fan pictures coming through. So, get ready for the game. Don't wear a frown. Check out these pictures as we leave, and they're fan pictures from DJ Knox. And DJ is absolutely a superstar who's brought us all the videos and all the pictures out of Qatar. So, big thanks to DJ. Thank you to Ennio Reali. Dan Reverso is also out there. Andrew, he's also out there. These are members of the Ultimate Soccer Show. They're all in Qatar, waving the maple leaf flag, having a fantastic time, and they keep telling me it's awesome out there. Andrew wrote today, it's like the World's Fair. What a great statement. It's like the World's Fair. Andrew, I salute you, sir, and I salute the 20,000 Canadians. So no matter what happens today, tomorrow, in the World Cup, whenever you wake up, whenever you go to sleep, whenever you get this, just know that we got to the World Cup. We had 3 games. And if we do get a point, it's going to be a great day for us because we need some respectability on the board. And to go home after 6 games in 2 World Cups with no points and only 1 goal, well, that just shows you where we're at. But we've still got time to move on. And remember, 4 years from now, I think we'll be in a better situation than we are now. But thanks for everything you've done so far, guys, on the World Cup. Love hearing from you. Keep it coming because we've got a load more football coming and a lot more good things to talk about. As we get into the round of 16, you're going to see a different flow with the show as we get to analyse right into the game and we pick out the players and we start going strategic. You can't do that in all the group games because if you did, you wouldn't get any sleep. And I like to sleep because it keeps me alive, just like you. So, as we get into round 16, just know that we'll be analysing the games a bit more clinically. And Friday, we're going to analyse the round of 16 to tell you how the round of 16 is going to pan out and who's going to the final. Okay, guys? Thanks very much. And these are the heroes who've been riding recently. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Look forward to the game. Let yourself go. Let yourself go. Come on. It's our last dance at the World Cup, so enjoy it. Don't be down. Don't wear a frown. Let's go. Cheers, guys.
The Ultimate Soccer Show. Join me, listen, you'll love it. Everybody does.